Hi sexy, come and watch till the end. When the satellite fails, something unexpected happens. Against a weird black metal swarm. Jacinda and Marcus get injured by this swarm. Tether. The shuttle pulls Brian's cable, killing him. Brian tries to call Marcus after returning to the shuttle, but the systems are down. He misses the swarm while returning to Earth. Moon holes. Brian saves the ship and is lauded. After a year and a half of research, no one believes him, and Jacinda cannot help him. She was exhausted. NASA fired Brian. Brenda and Sunny live with Brenda's mother after losing their house. Casey Houseman sneaks into the desk computers at the University of California after 10 years as a janitor. He calls Chile's National Observatory as a professor to seek a moon orbit file. He then works briefly as a fast food cashier. He checks the telescope's email. He was right. The moon is nearing Earth. NASA ignores his medical calls. The only public phone line connects to NASA's souvenir shop, not management. Jacinda works early. After instructing Michelle, she headed to the grocery store, visits the Space Center, and finds the moon's trajectory changed. Their moon satellite discovered unusual energy. Crater floor hole. Casey travels to the museum after seeing Astronaut Day on the newspaper his cat peed on. He takes a school trip. Casey argues. He thinks the moon is hollow and alien-built. By his owner, who claimed he owed months of rent. Brian escapes via a window and goes to the museum, where Casey quickly presents his discoveries. Since Brian does not trust him, security removes him. Casey says goodbye. Brian catches and throws his study materials. Brenda calls Brian to turn on Sunny. His high-speed police chase grabbed headlines. A few days later, Brian destroys Sunny's hearing by over-talking. He lied for his child. The judge must jail Sunny until the hearing. Brian then calls Brenda's new husband, Tom, who pays the bills, to quarrel. To discuss the council. Kate tells his mother in retirement that nobody cares. Listen, so she will not forget. Jacinda shows NASA Deputy Director Albert Hutchings their latest findings. The moon's irregular trajectory means debris will hit Earth in 3 weeks. Will land. Jacinda wants to return to the moon, but Albert wants silence until they find a solution. The request is too late, as an unknown source put the content online. The court denies Brian's bride to release his child. Due to the news, many are departing the city, leaving him little time to communicate. Brian's unaware. Albert announces a lunar probe on TV. No worries, we're scouting. Brenda wants Sunny released, while Tom wants to leave the city. Tom's lawyer will release him to Colorado if he lies. Them. NASA satellites track crowds, riots, and looting globally. Diagnostic SLS Block 2. Post-announcement newscasts examine plots. Big buildings. Brian returns to the museum for trash. After locating Casey's paperwork, he checks Casey's website and finds a meeting he must schedule immediately. NASA sends a probe down the hole. Jacinda's dark swarm comes as the computers show the moon's course altering again. Mission eliminates SLS residents. Brian spots Casey during Casey's hotel conference. Conspiracy thinkers who cannot distinguish truth from nonsense. Brian explains at a restaurant why Casey knew before NASA. Casey has spent years searching faraway worlds for megastructures. Moon surprise. The megastructure inside the moon must have changed course. High seas and storm surges in coastal communities raise concerns about the moon's changing effects on Earth. Conventioners are stranded by city floods. Brian guards them upstairs. Casey is rescued by Brian. Remove him. The mission video convinces Jacinda and Albert that the swarm is communicating. Smart is AI. Jacinda succeeds Albert, a deputy. This behavior intrigues Jacinda. Albert authorizes her research. NASA's restricted area reveals Jacinda's prior voyage video. Brian was truthful, the swarm that attacked them is still there. Now, NASA veteran Holden Field addresses her questions. Apollo 11's 1969 moon landing was silent. Officially, yes. Mission Control cut the string to conceal the moon. NASA analyzed the moon's flashing lights. Because that technology was years ahead of Earth's, and they were not sure it was real. Prevent it. Money killed Zulu X-Ray 7, a military experiment. Jacinda begs the troop commanders for a solution, but they say they already have one. She warns her ex-husband, General Dove Davidson, against nuclear delivery. Even if the explosion kills everyone, Doug trusts his employees, dismisses her. She will not leave work to meet him and Jimmy at his apartment. Issues occur. She wants Doug to bring the Zulu X-Ray 7, which has EMP and is their last chance. If she promises to return with Jimmy and Doug, he agrees. Later, Brian takes a military chopper to his hotel. Remove Casey. I do not know what to do, Casey admits as Jacinda repeats what they already know. He uploaded the news. Jacinda wants Brian because this AI swarm can recognize Earth technology. No shuttle pilot has landed powerless. If his child is liberated, Brian agrees. The station safely. The museum gives the team a decommissioned ship. Bring EMP. Unexpected earthquakes and explosions happen globally. Even close, the moon lacks gravity. Casey's megastructure idea was confirmed again. NASA's military teaches Brian EMP launches. Demonstrates how a guide will calculate by hand without a machine. Since technology fails, they will come by automobile. The base earthquake damages the shuttle. Since planes require engines, Jacinda thanks everyone. They labored before leaving. Jacinda leaves when she sees Casey counting. Launching the moon's gravity will approach 80% of Earth's. The moon's gravity can launch a rocket, providing a boost for the damaged engine. Jacinda co-pilots Brian. Casey will navigate and conduct math after shutting off gadgets. Casey calls Jacinda his mama. Michelle visits Doug. Brian arms Sunny. A powerful gravity wave destroys the base as the three launch. Before the spaceship drowns, Brian pulls it away. Enough to lure the spaceship to the moon. Off Earth. Nearby satellites power the ship. Case selfies throughout. Hurry while the moon grows. Brian personally ignites the engines toward the moon. Space debris hit the shuttle. Armed men stop Michelle and the boys on the road. Car thieves. Sunny conceals the gun in the snow before the criminals kidnap him and his friends. Jimmy's phone is stolen to prevent bunker calls to Doug. Sunny gets them a car at his mother's. The moon's proximity worsens falling moon pieces. Michelle and the boys hide in a shack until the weather improves. It goes. After the shuttle approaches the moon, Brian activates the EMP in the rover before baiting the spacecraft. A swarm ignores the rover. Shuttle pursuit. Brian smashes it, fearing the EMP is watching. The swarm attacks the ship. Following the discovery, Brian destroys Casey's phone. Leave now. Jacinda finds that it targeted them, not the EMP. Artificial settings have biological matter. Shuttle flights to the moon take 2 hours. If it failed, the military would launch nuclear missiles. Michelle and the boys arrive when Earth's wind ceases. They were shot outside his home by neighboring gunmen. Tom gets them after hearing they've arrived. Sunny has little time to meet his mother and half-sisters since he needs to urge everyone to go. The fire station provides oxygen tanks for safety. Earth suffers from the moon's atmospheric depletion. Sunny is ready for Jeek thieves this time. Before leaving in Tom's car, he kidnaps someone using Brian's revolver. The spaceship enters the moon's crater following the EMP. Casey was correct. The moon is a huge skyscraper. Power center. The shuttle emerges to EMP the swarm. Moves alone. They escape the swarm when a door opens and a light comes on. Shuttle in, close the door, and leave the swarm outside. The shuttle crashes, knocking out the 3 passengers. The same light scans them as the shuttle opens. After too long, the military is ready to unleash nuclear weapons. Tom fires at the thieves as Sunny stays clear of debris. When the ground opens, Sunny escapes. Doug calls to say he cannot after they depart. After the rocket launch, they must stay. Oxygen depletes and birds die. The family wears masks before walking. Jacinda and Casey wake up to the moon's gravity and breathe. Brian is nowhere. Casey thinks it is a trap, but they leave via the door. One of Jacinda's 2 spirits is trying to escape. Aid them. Brian awakens in a strange room and chats with an ice ghost. With him, like mimicking Sunny to explain. Billion-year-old people enjoyed technology. Earth has not considered. Then their AI revolted. Nanotechnology swarms pursue everyone. The moon-like spaceship transported ancestors. Only Earth could support life at the optimal distance from the sun. The moon's AI connecting with Brian needs personnel. To re-orbit the moon, groups must exit the core. Brian flees the strange light as Jacinda and Casey find him. After the AI fixes something, Brian tells his friends about the fight. The EMP is stronger and can destroy the swarm. Brian plans the nukes last 10 minutes. Tom brings his daughter's empty oxygen tank to Earth and tells her to continue. Tom dies without her. Sunny helps the girl locate her family, but not Tom. When air slowly returns, Sunny gets caught by falling stones as the moon approaches Earth. Michelle rushes to help him escape. The moon reunites them when she finds him under a fallen tree. Return to Brenda and the daughters after jumping over the broken bridge. The moon's weight destroys cities worldwide, so the military attacks. Use nukes. Dad hesitates, trusting his wife. Conserves Earth. Bombs destroyed the bunker. Trash too. Brian fools the swarm by building a tunnel and instructing Casey to prepare the EMP in the rover. Since the swarm requires an energy building to survive, he remains with the EMP while his friends escape in the spaceship. Casey leads as Jacinda and Brian dispute. The EMP bound him to the sacrifice. As he departs, he apologizes and asks them to tell his mom he is a hero. Brian respects physicians by calling. After the swarm consumes the rover, Casey explodes. The EMP, which kills it when Jacinda lands the ship on Earth. The moon and weather stabilize once the swarm leaves. Earth's normalized. Jacinda and Brian leave the shuttle for a wrecked and snowed in New York. Military planes return them home. The friendly AI hunting for Casey is talking to Casey on the moon. It maintained Casey's awareness and made him behave like his mother. He can help the AI rebuild for a better future as a moonling. The end. See you later, sexy.